Welcome back to Blog Access 101. Your host, Young Abachi. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify by searching Blog Access 101. I'm here today with my co-host, LR, for episode 131. What up, LR?
What's good?
Nothing much. All right, we'll jump off with the first topic. Will Ime Udoka get another coaching job this year? We thought he was about to be with the Nets. Somebody must have gotten their ear and said, we can't have another distraction on this team that is not involving basketball, outside activity. So I guess they went with Jock Vaughn, which was a good move. He coached them well in the bubble. Obviously he didn't do well with the Magic, but that was a terrible franchise. They haven't been good since what? Dwight Howard and then the early Penny Hardaway and Shaq days. So it's good to see you get another shot. They actually been playing well. The Brooklyn Nets. I know they played well against Washington earlier this week. KD went off as he should. I'm trying to remember. Did they? I know they played the Clippers yesterday. Oh, they won that game. I didn't even watch that game. I was out. But so they're actually starting to look like the old Nets team. Even without Kyrie, free my man Kyrie. They trying to have my man do entirely way too much. I get it. He was, obviously, all he did was like a video, but in this day and time, like obviously you got to watch what you like or retweet because as soon as you do that, they're gonna automatically think you agree with the same. Sometimes you just be retweeting stuff and liking stuff. So especially at his level status, you got to watch what you post. But for them, they wanted him to do all this meeting with them, and then what I guess he tried to pay the 500,000 to the Jewish community. They said no to that. I'm like, all right, bro. But the boy, I think, what was his name? The owner, was it Joe? Then he did something like he was because he had said something, and it wasn't anti-Semitic. It was something he said that it was. I'm trying to remember what it was, but he had said something where he was on we're dealing with genocide and stuff. I'm like, so you should be the last person trying to condemn somebody for saying something wrong. Oh yeah, it was genocide against the Muslims. So I'm
Exactly. Yeah.
like, how are you talking? You trying to talk about Kyrie? Like, you a hypocrite, bro. And Shannon Sharp said it right. Like when other races do something wrong and they apologize, it's all good. But then when black people don't apologize, they wanted them to jump through hoops and do all this extra stuff. Like, all right, he was wrong for retweeting that or liking whatever he did. And then the reporter, he didn't really deny it. So he was kind of adding to it with that. But I'm just like, at the end of the day, people don't like what they want to like, retweet what they want to retweet because it's their page on Twitter. If he's not outwardly saying this anti-Semitic stuff, I'm like, once you apologize and do a fine, whatever. Okay, I feel like the fine was reasonable, but now you got to do all this, meet with this people, meet with Adam Silver. I'm like, all right, bro. But then you got players done way worse, and they just gotten free. You got these owners. What was the owner from the Clippers? What was his name again?
The old owner that they had to kick out,
Yeah, like he get paid.
wasn't that Sterling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donald Sterling. Like, you get paid for being a racist. You get paid what, billions of dollars, but the worst thing you do is you can't come to games no more.
Right.
Like,
It makes no
okay,
sense.
like, no, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, you banned from the league, but here's a couple billion for your troubles. like it's crazy. But all Kyrie did was like a video, and now everybody want to go crazy. But anyway, man, back to my man Ime Udoka because I started rambling on that. But
Oh snap.
I forgot what we were talking about. But yeah, it's a lot of turmoil with the Nets right now. But yeah, he was supposed to be the coach. I guess somebody whispered in the air. It was like, yeah, we don't want to have. We already got an issue with Kyrie. We don't need to have another one with that. Obviously, he's still suspended by Boston. But there's rumor that it's a under the radar team that's like monitoring the situation for if I guess their team continues to not do well to go after him. And I pray it's the Philadelphia 76ers because Doc Rivers, what the hell are you doing?
I think it would have to be a bad team. I don't think
No,
Udoka can
they
go
was
to
making
like
it.
a good
No, they
team.
was making it sound like it was a good team that wasn't playing well. The way they, I guess, phrased that article. Um, the only team I'm looking at right now that could have been it got to be it's got to be Philly because it's not going to be Miami. They're not getting rid of Spoelstra. Uh,
It could be the Bulls.
uh, but I wouldn't really. I mean, it could be, but I don't really see them as a good team to me. Like they're a solid team, but they're not no team that can make a championship run. Let me look at who else is. Yeah. What about the Warriors?
It's definitely not the Warriors.
Had to throw the plot twist in there because they're playing terrible right now, which is shocking. Well, I know they'll get together pretty soon. They're only 5-7. Lakers 2-10, which now
Yikes.
the Pelicans have their number one pick. I forgot they had the Lakers pick from that AD trade. Yikes! Can you believe? Can you
Crazy.
imagine being a team that's sorry and you don't even have your draft pick?
If this makes no sense because if the Lakers have the worst record and they get that the guy the number one pick and they have to give it to the Pelicans, I know they're gonna be sick.
Yeah, but they got to do something. Russell Westbrook is playing well, man. They was shooting career high 30% from the 3-point line. They should be trying to figure out who to trade him to now as we speak. His trade value is actually increasing, so they should probably do something with that ASAP. Uh, but yeah, what you think about that situation with Ime Udoka? He was supposed to be a Nets coach, and they pulled the plug on him.
I'm glad they pulled the plug on him. I don't know. It's just some. I don't know. I just feel like he should really be punished this season, and maybe all is forgiven and he can come back next year. But I don't know. I just feel like the stuff that they say he was doing that you can't do that to women and it's
So
disrespectful. So like if you're gonna disrespect women, you why there's no place for you in like the NBA. So I'm glad that the Nets went back on it. I thought it was silly for the Nets to even consider him because uh I actually like Vaughn. I thought Vaughn should have been the coach right after Nash anyway because I think Vaughn has a good basketball mind. I think well you can see he got them playing really good defense. He's got them playing better offense than I thought they would play. We see the Nets; they were all 1-on-1. Even when they had Harden, Harden would try to pass, but then eventually it would just break down to like all three of them just going 1-on-1. That's not real offense. And for Nash, like he was a coach that always promoted. Like, I mean, he was a player that always passed and was always leading the league in assists. So for him to have an ISO heavy team, but it just didn't make sense to me. So I'm glad that Vaughn gets his chance. I think that he's going to be a tremendous coach for the Nets, and it still reigns that I did have the Nets as one of the better teams in NBA. I mean, they turned into full city at the beginning of the season, so I'm glad that they're turning it around now and looking a lot better, looking like a contender. But I got to see them against the Bucks. Got to see them against the Celtics. I got to see them on the road against the Sixers because them at home that doesn't really count. But the Nets on the road, I got to see how they play. They did play well. Blew out the Wizards. They pretty much blew out. Well, they dominated the Clippers yesterday. They're probably going to dominate the Lakers today. So, um, yeah. But Ime, I'm not going to waste too much of my energy on him. I'm just glad that the right righteousness prevailed and the Nets went back on their decision because there's no place for him. And then Kyrie, like I thought a 5 game suspension was extreme. I thought it could have. I thought if anything, you just do like 2 games or something like that. But then once you got to this 5 game suspension, and then you make a long list of things he has to do before he can even come back. Like I think that's seriously disrespectful too, and it's just an insult to not only Kyrie but our race in general. Because I mean, who plays basketball? Most of it is mostly our people. So
yeah,
if we boycotted it and said like, "Oh, we're not gonna play," or this or that until like Kyrie's back on the court, then would really prove that we have the power. But I know that's a long shot, but that's what I would do. I would be like, yo, I'm not playing until Kyrie is able to play, especially if I'm KD. Like, I get it, he just wants to hoop, and that's what he says all the time. But like, you see some injustice happen, you gotta stand by them. And I feel like at first everyone was like, "Oh yeah, Kyrie shouldn't have did it," and yeah, he shouldn't have did it. But like once people started to see like all this stuff, I knew once the suspension came, I was like, it's gonna be downhill. One, I get that they wanted him to apologize and he didn't do it. I thought that wasn't the best decision on Kyrie. He should have just straight up apologized and then he would have been good. Um, but once he didn't apologize, I knew something was going to come. I thought it was just going to be like a little fine and then it'll be back to business. 5 game suspension, thought that was excessive. This list is just crazy. And I hope that, after Kyrie talked to Adam Silver, they came to like an agreement where all the other stuff on the list just doesn't have to happen
Mhm.
because he needs to just be back on the court. And now they're talking about his suspension's over, but now we don't know if he's gonna play next week. They still are trying to finalize things. Like this is all just not making sense. Let this man play.
Yeah, Adam Silver,
And
but I thought he
yeah.
for the culture, but obviously not. But yeah, let's jump to the next one with the Jeff Saturday hiring. I mean, that interview might have been worse than your coach Nick Sirianni talking about grass fertilizer. Wow, who would have thought that somebody would have topped that interview? But Jeff Saturday and Jim Irsay. I can see why Jim Irsay got a DUI before because honestly, I thought he was drunk during that press conference because I don't know what the hell he was talking about. Colts franchise, I pray for you guys because it's not looking good for you guys. Your ownership is in shit shows. You got Sam Ellinger as your starting quarterback. Jesus Christ. Jeff Saturday, who has no NFL coaching experience whatsoever, is your new head coach. Although he coached at a high school level, I don't know how well he was, but high school and NFL is immensely different. He didn't even have any college experience coaching. That's crazy. Granted, Jeff Saturday is probably what I know he's probably in the, if not already, will be in the Colts Hall of Fame. For one of the best offensive linemen of all time. But as a coach, I don't see what they were doing here. I mean, obviously he's Indianapolis Colts culture. But I think he should have stayed with ESPN as an analyst. I thought he was pretty good at that. We'll see what he does today as his first game as an NFL head coach. I'm still confused how this happened. You got Eric Bieniemy out there from the Chiefs. Now, obviously, it would have been hard for him to leave mid-season. So that could have played a factor into that, but I'm not giving no excuses. You got all these other quality head coaches, black head coaches out there that obviously constantly get overlooked. And then you just got Jeff Saturdays, which is like another Steve Nash of the NFL type of coaching option just because they were good in their career. I mean, they're going to be a good coach. And if he loses to the Raiders today, yeah, because the Raiders is terrible. But I can see them losing to them because you dropped Frank Reich. I mean, rightfully so. They was playing horrible, but then you add him into add a coach in that has no coaching experience in the NFL whatsoever, not even as a volunteer coach. It's like I'm confused. Well, what's your thoughts on that?
I don't like it, but I mean, I kind of have to see like what the Colts do, and I know I'm looking at the Colts. They're just a bad team. So to get rid of Frank after he pretty much had a really good year last year with Carson Wentz as the quarterback, and to get rid of him after these games, like how is the issue Frank? Frank is not throwing bad passes like Matt Ryan was doing
Oh yeah,
earlier in the season. Frank is not getting injured like Jonathan Taylor has gotten injured like throughout most of this season. So he's not been as reliable as he was last year when he pretty much dominated teams in the run game. He's not like a rookie quarterback that can barely complete passes. So like what any of this is Frank's fault.
yeah.
So to just promote Jeff Saturday, I mean, hopefully, I hope that they lose every game that they play with Jeff Saturday, so Ursay can look like silly for making this decision because Frank's a good coach. So hope actually this actually was the best thing to happen to him because free Frank. Now he can go to a team and actually win and actually have like a winning culture. And have a GM that really fully supports him and has his back because I think from the start, Irsay wanted Saturday to be the coach, and I think that they said he pretty much like was adamant about making Saturday the coach like earlier in the season. So this is just something that he wanted, and I hope they lose every game because of this and get
Well, they're
blown
starting
out
off with an
every
L
time.
tonight, buddy. But yeah, man, it's just I don't know. It was just kind of interesting to me that obviously maybe they just wanted to try to play the blame game, try to blame somebody for them being terrible. Because last year they were supposed to make the playoffs. They had Carson Wentz and they choked in. This year they tried to make this supposedly blockbuster trade for Matt Ryan, who was obviously regressing last year, the last few years in Atlanta, and I still don't understand why you made that trade. They tried to get Phillip Rivers, who was old. It's just bad. Chris Ballard just making some bozo moves as of late. Like you're trying to get these quarterbacks to well past their prime, and you thinking they're going to make them. I mean, Carson Wentz, I wouldn't say past his prime, just injury prone and bad luck. He was actually having a good season when Washington until he got injured yet again. That's always been a staple for his problems. But yeah, man, let's jump into Week 10 NFL picks.
You didn't do college.
Yeah, we're gonna skip
Okay.
that. God damn it,
My bad.
let's see. Let me go to my John.
Oh, I forgot to do pick 'em. Oh, back at it next week then.
Yo, this man says this every week, bro. I guess I'll start off with mine. So obviously I took Carolina over the Falcons. I'm not even gonna lie. I was telling my barber when I got my haircut on Friday, because he's in the pick'em league. He was like, "How did you know Carolina's gonna win?" I was like, honestly, bro, it's been a long week with school, and I was like half asleep, and I accidentally picked Carolina.
Oh wow.
Shout out to God, dude. Um, I had took Seattle over Tampa Bay. Um, but luckily I did on my ticket. I did the teaser with the +8. Shout out to the Seattle Seahawks for covering for me. Bless their hearts. I took Miami over Cleveland. I thought that was a no-brainer. Tennessee over the Broncos. Took Detroit over Chicago. I like to see that. I've been hearing rumors that they're trying to give Swift the ball more, and if they do that, I can see them beating the Bears today. Obviously Justin Fields, shout out Buckeye Nation, has been playing electric as of late. But even with them playing electric, they're still losing. I'm taking the Giants over the Texans. That was a no-brainer. Chiefs over the Jaguars. Bills over Minnesota, even though everybody think Minnesota's gonna win. Don't know why. Uh, I got Pittsburgh over New Orleans right now. I'm debating on that one, but I like what I've been seeing in Pittsburgh. They just been losing. Obviously Raiders over the Colts, Rams over Arizona. They need to recover. Dallas over Green Bay. We owe Green Bay one every time we go to Lambeau. Especially Aaron Rodgers. They're down right now. Let's keep them down. Chargers over 49ers, and I'm taking the Eagles over Washington Commanders.
uh Yeah, if I would have did pick them, I definitely was gonna pick the Falcons. But honestly, that game was like I was really gonna probably just flip a coin and whatever it landed on, that was the team I was gonna pick. I had no interest in either of those teams. This morning had the Seahawks. Still shocked that the Bucks scored 3 touchdowns. Honestly, I never thought I would see the Bucks scored 3 touchdowns again this season. I thought they were just gonna, look like trash, but it's
So
cool. It's
disrespectful.
I'm gonna continue to fade the Bucks until like they really show me that they're reformed. Right now, I just think Geno Smith just didn't have it today. The big play was when they intercepted Brady after when they intercepted Fournette, and then Geno marched down the field and then he fumbled. He fumbled at the in the red zone, and I just don't understand like some of his decision making. Like he was hesitant to run, and then he didn't throw it away. It was just like, I knew it was bad from there. I should have known it was bad when they couldn't even get a first down in the first half. But the Broncos Titans, I got the Titans. I think it's gonna be not close, but I don't know. but Broncos are coming off a bye, so maybe they did improve their offense. I don't believe it. I think the Titans are going to dominate that game. Dolphins, Browns. I like the Dolphins, but I'm a huge Tyreek Hill and Tua fan, so it's just going to be great just watching them continue to get touchdowns. Shout out to my fantasy team. Saints Steelers. I like the Steelers, but just because they're home, I don't really have no vested interest in anything that happens in that game. Lions Bears. I think the Bears blow the Lions out. Uh, Fields has finally started to like play better, like he used to in college, and I think the Bears run game is going to get going quicker than the Lions run game will. And golf is gonna golf, so he's gonna make mistakes, and I think that is gonna be the reason the Bears dominate this game. Vikings, Bills. Part of me wants the Vikings to win because the Cowboys and Vikings play next week. But then the other part just says Josh Allen, they're making him play today. He's injured. There's no way that they can lose and this man is injured because then it was just a waste of making him play this week. So I think the Bills win. I think it's gonna be close. Giants, Texans. I like the Giants. I hate that the NFC East keeps winning. Well, aside from the Eagles, I hate everyone else in the NFC East that keeps winning. But yeah, Giants are gonna roll today. Chiefs, Jags. The Chiefs are gonna win. Raiders, Colts. Well, I already said I hope Colts lose every game this season, rest of the season. So Raiders, Cowboys, Packers. Wow, it went down to 3.5. That means I'm all over the Cowboys today. Even in one thing, I think I moved it up to 5.5 because I have no faith in the Packers at all. But I think I'm gonna put something else on the Cowboys. They're easily like the lock of the week this week. I'd be shocked if they even if they don't win by at least 2 touchdowns. The Packers. I fade the Packers all the time now. Cardinals, Rams. Oh my goodness, no Kyler and no Matt Stafford. Who? I don't even know who the backup quarterbacks are to even pick this. I'll just go with the home team. I'll just say Rams. And then 49ers, Chargers. 49ers easily. Eagles, another prime time game, another double digit spread for the Eagles. Oh, this is crazy. But yeah, the Eagles are going to win. I think no, I can't say Commanders. I think Washington keeps it close for a little bit. Um, well,
Wait, where you say?
no,
We
I
say
think that
it still say that Stafford and both of them is questionable. Let me check the paperwork.
it keeps saying that it definitely says Kyler Murray is doubtful.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, and Stafford he has the concussion. So I don't think he can
Oh yeah.
clear in that quickly. And I just literally legit have no idea who either of these teams' backup quarterbacks are. But honestly, as long as Hopkins gets touchdowns, I could care less who's throwing to him.
Oh gosh.
No cares in the world. But um, oh yeah, that's all the games. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's all the games. Never mind. I changed my mind. Washington's not going to keep it close. We're going to blow Washington out.
Okay. Is Chase Young back? I think was it this week or next week?
I thought it was next week, but him being back doesn't bother us. We're a monster, like my fantasy teams.
Yeah, the Rams quarterback is John Walford. I'm going with the Cardinals. At least they got Colt McCoy. Oh boy.
Yeah, none of that sounds intriguing.
That's
Yep, I am good. But if I had to pick, I Dad, you said Warford. I don't really like that.
yeah, that's me.
Colt
Yeah.
McCoy. I don't like that either. I'm still gonna
I take it
say
over Walford. At
I'm
least he
still
got.
gonna say Rams.
Oh wow, guys sticking to his guts.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, did you want to add anything else?
Um, no, the Eagles don't play today, so nothing to add. Just
No
can't wait for
Cowboys,
the game
baby.
tomorrow. No, so we don't have to end it with that.
But they say they've been promoting this game for like the past 2 weeks. Game of the week, baby.
Oh man, not the Knicks. They scored 48 in the first quarter.
Wow,
Wow. Wow.
that's terrible. Whoever they're playing.
They're playing the Thunder.
Wow, that's expected. They put up
48.
36. Let's say no
Yeah.
defense.
Right. Like I should have looked at that over closely.
Yeah. But all right, man. Appreciate you coming out.
All right. Power rankings out tomorrow. Hope
Oh.
your teams do well.
All right, bro.
All right.